Lurker. Let's see what we got here. Brian, what's up, dude? What is up? Oh, let's see what we got in the box here. What do you know? Nice looking Hinkle. AJ, long time no talk. Where you been hiding, bro? Oh, yeah, Psycho Gill. Okay. Glad I looked. I would have overlooked that. Aircraft owners. Who's that? John? Brennan is headed down to sunny Florida to Lizardland. Trying to catch all the walleyes. How many did you catch? How many did you wrestle? Yeah, best non-Canada day I've ever had. Wow. So it was a success. It was worth the trip. Morgan, I can put you on the grinnell hole, dude, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. The grinnell hole was juicing. That was actually the first bite I had Saturday morning. Bit like real shallow, and it jumped, and I was thinking to myself, that kind of looked like a grinnell, but it was real light colored. And I made like 3 more casts, and I caught a grinnell that was real light colored, and I was like, I thought that was a grinnell. And but yeah, they were biting good. No, it's a Psycho Gill and a Hinkle. But yeah, the grinnell were eating fast and furious. Which was fun, but they liked the burns, and the biggest one was on that little 1/8 ounce Stanley wedge that I have limited availability of, and it was brand new out of the pack, and I think I caught 1 bass on it that day, or I picked it up and threw it, and I caught 1 on it. And the next fish, I threw it up in this tree, or off to the edge of this tree, and it feels like my line gets cut. And you can't feel the thing anyway. That's the thing about, like, that one has double willows on it, which I don't really prefer. I prefer, and it's odd because I don't like a Colorado willow on like a 1/2 ounce or a 3/8. That's not my favorite blade combination. I know a lot of people throw it. I just have never cared for it. I would either like Colorado and Oklahoma, Indiana, Colorado, anything other than a willow. I just don't like it. But in the 1/8 ounce, you can feel that one a little better because you can feel that little Colorado. But when the 1/8 ounce with double willows, you can't feel it. I mean, it's basically you're just reeling in your line, and it felt like my bait went into this vacuum vortex, and like my line was cut, and it was just like started running off. I was like, oh boy. And I set the hook, and all hell breaks loose. And it was that one in that Instagram video. It didn't look that big, but it was probably 6 pounds. It was pretty big. And got that one in, got my bait back. And when I got my bait out of the fish's mouth, I looked at it, and my spinner bait had been turned into a underspin. Like the blade, the wire was up under the throat, like bent over, and I was like, this is gonna break. So I like grabbed the pliers and like bent the wire back, and it actually went all the way back up and went straight. And I fished it the rest of the day, and I caught like 4 or 5 on it, and it didn't break yet. And then I fished it Sunday and caught 5 or 6 on it, and it hadn't broken yet. So I'm waiting on it to break. It's gonna break soon, but that grinnell did not do it in, even though I thought he did. But yeah, it was pretty shitty. We had a pretty shitty tide. Jeremy, you get my crab waypoints, my blue crab waypoints, and you get my grinnell holes for all baits this week. So I fished Saturday, and it was mediocre. And then I went Sunday, and Sunday I didn't even think about it, but when I was putting the boat on the trailer Saturday, I was trying to like get it like that last like 6 inches, and I like stomped on the gas, and it kind of bogged down. And I was like, that's not good. Like the motor did. It wouldn't, like, you put it to the floor and it wouldn't like hit those RPMs. And I said, oh well. So I put it on the trailer, drove back home. And I went Sunday. And Sunday I launched the boat, left it running, and then got in the boat, ran to the first spot I wanted to fish, and fished around a little bit, didn't catch anything, was going to run across the river, and I went to get on plane and went blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't get over like 2,000 RPMs. And I said, looks like I'm fishing back to the ramp. So I think my gasoline has turned to water, because as bad as this sounds, it's probably embarrassing to say, but probably like 2 years ago, we went up to the lake. It might have been longer than that, but it was probably 2 years ago was the last time I put gas in my boat. I think I put like 25 gallons in it, and I've been running off that 25 gallons for I think 2 years. But I went Saturday and I put 10 in it because I was getting kind of low. So I put 10 in it, and I think that's why it ran fine on Saturday. Yeah, I think I did back in 2 years ago. I put some like fuel stabilizer in it, but I think all that shit's evaporated. But I think I burned up that good gas on Saturday running up the river, and I think all that was left was probably the bullshit in the bottom of the tank, and that's what I was running on Sunday. So I'll have to pull the filter and see what I can pump out of that damn thing. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get the poo poo gas out. So I will say, siphoning out a gas tank is not an easy task. Um, so I we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to get my sucker out. Last time I put tell you, hell, I don't know that that motor's ever had a set of plugs in it. It's had everything else done though. Um, yeah, that tells you how much I get to fish when you can run 25 gallons for 2 years. Not much. So yeah, I need to get the gas out. Hopefully, there's not that much in it. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, Start anew. But that motor, dude, it was plagued from the get go because luckily when it was under warranty, the coils were going out, and I had under warranty 6 sets of coils put on that motor, and they kept like every couple months they go out, and I'd take it back, and they'd test it, and they'd say coils went out, and they'd put another set on there under warranty, and finally, like the last set, they were like, these are manufactured somewhere different. Like they finally like changed it. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm not touching the plugs. Everything else is fine. I think my issue is a fuel issue. Um, but I think it's a fuel issue. So but I had six coils go out. I had a compressor go out. I had the trim go out. I had lower unit go out. Um, the day my lower unit went out, I was fishing a tournament and I made it probably 500 yards from the boat ramp. Turned around and fished my way back, and came in third that day. Pretty pretty decent finish. And everybody complained. Like it was probably one of the lowest weight tournaments for where we were fishing. Um, like it only took like I think 15 won that day, but it was like for the time of year, it was in like April or May. It was should have been really big weights, but it was really off. Um, my buddy has a 4-stroke and we went 7 times on an eighth tank so far. We were saying if we can get 20 trips. That's pretty impressive. But so coils, compressor, lower unit, trim, all that kind of good shit. Oh, the float in the oil reserve tank that's inside the Callan. Uh, that stuck, which I changed that out. That's been about it so far, knock on wood. But we'll see. I gotta get, and I don't know if anybody has a Pro XS or has had one or a Mercury Optimax. I don't know what the new uh, filters look like, but the one on my boat has this really weird, like star drive socket, like attachment you have to go inside it. Luckily, I own that, but you can break those pretty easy if you don't have it. So because you would typically like get a a stick and put in there and try and turn it, and it gets a little goofy. But those are pretty annoying. Um, so I'll have to do some siphoning in my future. I got to do maintenance on my new 250, and I have problems with the motor. I haven't done the zero maintenance on my old 98 5 horsepower two stroke. Never had a problem with it. That's because it was made in '98, dude. I had to replace an oil reservoir on my Pro XS2. The float gets saturated while it sinks, so it trips the oil sensor. Yep. Yep, that's what happened to mine. And your buzzer will not go off. So that one's a pretty easy fix, luckily. So yeah, never fails though, dude. I can't just go out there and. Oh yeah, and I got a fishing without a license ticket too. Green Jeans got me, and it was no fault of mine. I will say it's total bullshit, but it doesn't. For me to fight the ticket would cost as much or more probably than the actual ticket. So I'm out there fishing. Game warden pulls up. I'm like, what's up, dude? I said, you need to see life jacket, throwable, kill switch, fire extinguisher. And he said, no, just your fishing license. So it's easy enough. It's online. I start trying to go through my email, and I said, I can't find it. Can you look me up? He said, yeah, what's your driver's license number? So I give him my driver's license number. And he said, you don't have one. I said, I don't have one? And he says, no. And I said, I think I do. So I looked up, and he said, the last time you got one was in 2022. I said, all right, hold on real quick. So I looked up, and I found the email, and the email was from 2022, and it said, here is your purchase for your fishing license. And then they sent me an email that said, you confirmed to auto renew your fishing license on this day in 2023. And so I have an email that's from the state of Alabama that shows confirmation of me selecting to auto renew my fishing license. So I said, look at this, sir. And he's like, what does that say? It says, I said, this is a confirmation email from you and the fine people from the state of Alabama that confirmed that I wanted to auto renew my fishing license. And you're telling me your system doesn't work because I relied on you when I clicked submit and auto renew. I was relying on you and your technology to renew my fishing license. But you're telling me tough shit? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. So I bit my tongue. I was pretty pissed. Like I said, I did what I was supposed to do. But my license did not get auto renewed. And then I went on the website on my phone to it's $100, Brian. Not $100 I wanted to spend on bullshit, but so I was sitting there while I was talking to him. I'm like, okay, I'll just go buy a license while it's on my mind while this guy's like writing this ticket. So I go and try and like get the ticket or buy the license, and every time I click like anything like submit or like fill out anything, it says like error, like I get an error for everything. I'm like, dude, how do you expect people to buy fishing licenses? And he's like, what? I was like, every time I hit something that says error. And he's like, I don't know. Go to a store. I'm like, I don't want to go to a store. Why have a website? So I waited and I got home. And that night I was laying in bed and I was like, oh, I probably need to buy a fishing license. Because after the guy gave me the ticket, he was like, this is your fishing license for the day. He's like, if anybody ever pulls you over, anybody else pulls you over today, uh, um, just show them this, and that's your fishing license. I was like, there's more of y'all out here? And he's like, oh, yeah. I was like, shit. And I had planned on going the next day. I was like, probably need a fishing license. So ordered a fishing license. And yeah, I logged in, and like all my information popped up. So like my credit card was saved, like all that shit was fine. So there was no reason for it not to auto renew. Um, like my credit card wasn't expired and any of that kind of stuff. So just the shitty state of Alabama in their online website. But I was pretty infuriated because all like literally everything you try to do, I don't know about other states, but anything you try to do online in Alabama is the most jackleg bull. Like it's awful, dude. It's like some like 2003 HTML code that was written uh, 30 years ago that like has all these glitches that nobody like does anything with. It's awful. Bunch of losers. So it's like going back in time trying to do anything online here. Like if you have a ticket for anything. Um, but yeah. So what else? Oh, so my motor wouldn't run over 2,000 RPMs on Sunday. So I'm going down the riverbank and I idle all the way. Yeah, Alabama DNR is still using dial-up pretty much. Um, so I'm like fishing up the river and I'm coming down towards the boat ramp. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go past the ramp and I'm going to fish down this riverbank. It usually has some pretty good looking grass on it. So I start going down that bank and it's got like all this like green orbs of slimy algae floating around on it. And it just looks really bad. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe this stuff will run out. Well, I keep going down the bank and it's not running out. I'm like, all right, I need to get away from this. So I'm going to go across the river maybe and see if it's better over there. Um, and when I'm thinking of doing that, there's this guy. There's this guy in the middle of the river in a brand new pontoon boat going, hey, hey, hey. Big guy. Looks like a refrigerator. Bald head. I can see it shining. I said, all right, let's see what this guy's doing. And I kept like looking past me. Like I knew he was talking to me and I was like looking over my shoulder. I was like, yeah, I'm the only one out here. And I idled over there to him and he said, hey. I said, what's up? He said, I think I'm out of gas. I said, well, you don't want my gas because mine's half water. And he said, no, I don't want your gas. He said, I need to get over there to Doleave Creek. I said, well, I'm not taking you there. I said, because I can't get on plane and I would need to run back. And I said, if I idle you all the way there and then have to idle you all the way back, I will be late to see my daughters coming back from Baton Rouge. And I'm not doing that for your fat ass. So what I can do is I can take you back to this boat ramp. And then you can either come and get somebody, you can find somebody to take you to get gas, or you can get somebody to take you to get your boat, trailer, and truck. And he said, yeah, it's my first time out in the new boat. I think I'm out of gas. And I said, yeah, they need that. So should have heeded my own advice and actually put good gas in my boat. But I said, you got a rope? And he said, yeah. Pulls out a brand new rope. Like, boat literally had never been in the water. This was like day one. And it had like this little micro fuel tank on the back. And so we get his rope hooked up, and I'm like, do you have a hook on the front? How does this thing hook up to a trailer? He's like, yeah, I think there's a hook up there. And I'm like looking for it and trying to troll around to the front of the boat where I can see. He's like, do you want me to hook it up? I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. If you plan on hooking your boat to mine, yeah, hook the damn rope up, dude. And so he hooks his up and throws me the rope, and I go to the back and I'm tying it where my little ratchet strap hooks up when you trailer your boat. I'm hooking it up right there, and he was like, "Is that the right knot?" Yeah, it's a slip knot. It's not going to get tighter. I was like, it's just pulling on itself. I was like, it's not pulling on the knot. It's pulling on the rope. And he's like, okay. I was like, oh boy. It's like the guy that ran out of gas is going to tell me how to do all this shit.
Oh, you're on early.
Yeah. So what happens next?
Your little sweet walks in. Says hello.
Yes. So we start towing him, and I get the rope straight, and I'm going up the river, and my boat is here, and his boat is over here. And I look back, and I was like, "You got to steer, dude." And he's like, "Huh?" I said, "You have to drive your boat." And he was like, "Okay." So he gets behind the steering wheel, and he's driving his boat now, and he like gets behind me, and I'm like texting my sister because I posted that crab picture, and she's like, well, how did a crab get in your boat? And I was like texting her back, and I kind of veered off from my line that I had going towards the bridge, and he starts going, hey, hey. I turn around and look at him, and he goes, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, you're swerving. It's like, I'm pulling you. You just follow wherever my boat goes. It doesn't matter if I do a donut out here, just follow behind me. Like, who cares?
It's a free ride, man.
Yeah, it's a free ride down the middle of the river with nobody in the river. Like, I went like this and then kind of like veered off. It's not like I was like
running off onto
like running into a bank or like about to hit a boat. So my blood is beginning to boil, and anyway, we get him to the ramp, and I pull up, and I kind of pull into the little canal, and I back up, let the rope go slack, and then I just let him drift in up against the dock. It was perfect. Like, you couldn't have landed him any better. And his wife said, "Oh, you're an angel." And his fat ass says nothing. No, thank you. No.
Here's $20.
Here's $20. Thanks for your time. Hey,
here's a beer.
Here's a beer. Here's take me to get some gas. Like, nothing. I was like, you fat ass piece of shit.
You want some chips, a sandwich?
He didn't have any of that shit. The dude didn't even have gas in his boat. But
good morning, everyone.
Yeah, so
TK did a really good deed, because I can tell you, I did not expect him to go pick that dude up and tell him, especially being a dipshit.
They ask for help, but then want to give advice. Exactly. That was what I was thinking. Was this guy was telling me all this shit, and I was thinking the guy who ran his new boat out of gas is trying to tell the guy who's towing him back, who's had a boat since he was 12, how to get him back to the ramp. That is exactly what Memorial Day brings out, and is exactly why I will not go out in public anymore on Memorial Day or
You
any
usually don't
holiday.
go on holidays.
No, I usually try not to because of that exact reason. You have lots of booze cruisers, which I don't like, and you have uh, just lots of
Newbies.
not so, yeah, people that don't take their boats out all year.
Or they rent them and they have no clue what they're doing.
No, it's awful. Um, so it was
But we were out of town, and so he said, I'm gonna go fishing.
yeah,
That's
but
the
you
only reason. He usually wouldn't go on a holiday weekend.
no, I would if I had it to do over again, I would have probably went somewhere different that was not. The problem with it is like this time of year, I like fishing the river, but it was probably smart that I didn't run up in some little like obscure spot and then my motor dick up, and then I'd have been really screwed. Because I thought about that. Because I ran pretty far on Saturday, like real far. So if I'd have got stuck up there, it would have taken me a long time to idle back. But looking back, I should have went somewhere that was like away that didn't have a boat ramp in it, and that was away from cruisers.
Cruisers, yeah.
Um,
You've probably gone far enough. But you had issues with your motor.
yeah, all the other assholes out there with 2 year old gas like me that don't ever crank their boats, and then 2 times a year they're like, let's go cruise. Oh, left my plug out. Oh, it's always batteries though. It's typically batteries.
Yours?
No,
No.
people on the water that don't they let their boat sit, and then they have like one little micro cranking battery in their boat, and and they might charge it overnight or something, and then they get in it and they try and crank it, and they're sitting there at the boat ramp with no battery. The worst, it's made. I don't know if people on the water are more infuriating on holidays or at the boat ramp. I think there. I think there's. I think it's probably more annoying the people at the boat ramp because what you typically have is you have uh, like a fishing ski vessel or a pontoon or a center console, and the people pull up and they back to the ramp, and rather because they don't know any kind of boat ramp etiquette, and
Because they only go out twice a year.
yeah, because they never launch a boat, and then they back their boat in. They wait in line for 15-20 minutes and do nothing. Their fat asses sit in the truck and like
Have
hang
their
out,
friends.
right? And then they back their trailer down right to the edge of the water, and like 15 people jump out of the truck and they start like unloading just like shit after shit after shit, bag after bag,
Instead of
sandwich.
doing it while
Yeah, instead of
waiting.
doing it while you're sitting there waiting, they're gonna do it while their boat's at the edge of the water, and then like hats, coolers, food, floaties, all this shit, and they're like throwing it in the boat, and then somebody's like tripping and falling or forgetting something, and you're just sitting there watching it.
Could
And
you imagine being at the Miami
boat ramp,
boat
no.
ramp this past weekend?
Um,
I bet you that would have been a good one to watch.
and then there's always like one dude that owns the boat, and then everybody else is totally clueless. And you've got somebody that's going to have to like either pull the trailer down or something, or pull the trailer out, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's just awful.
How many people sunk their trucks this past weekend putting the boat in?
That's probably a lot. I'll tell you what's funny is I went to the same boat ramp that I'm talking about at Dead Lake. I went in there and I don't remember what I was doing, but I dropped my. I feel like I dropped something in the water, and I waited out there to get it, and I picked it up, and when I was like reaching down to like get whatever I was missing, I started feeling around. I found four motor toters at the end of the boat ramp from these idiots backing up and leaving their motor toter on and like it falling off the trailer. Like I would just reach down there and be like, oh, there's another one. I throw it up on the bank, reach over there. There's another one. I brought most of them back for parts, but I was pretty impressed about how many people lose motor toters at the bottom of the ramp. Um, but Dead Lake was actually pretty nice. I should have just fished in there all day. There wasn't many people in there. I did see a guy in like a
Dead.
yeah, it was dead. The fishing was dead. I did see a guy, which I didn't. I specifically didn't show up early because I didn't want to deal with the people. So I showed up at like 8, and there was nobody launching their boat. Like I was the only one launching a boat, and but never drove a bass boat or backed up. Really, Burns. That surprises me. Um,
It is surprising, Burns.
but I did see a guy in like a 15-foot aluminum boat that was like pretty deep. And I've noticed when he was idling by, it was kind of sitting funny, and it was a tiller, and the boat was like sitting like this, and he like idled by me, and it was like blah, 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 blah. And when he like gave it the gas, this thing like shoots off, and I looked at the motor, and I was like, I think that was a 90 horse. And anyway, he comes back by, and I'm like about to put the boat on the trailer at the ramp, and he shows up and like he's putting his boat on the trailer. And sure shit, dude, 90 horse on a 15-footer. Thing would fly, but it like looked so weird. Like the whole boat was out of the water except for him and his motor. Um,
You didn't finish your story about getting there at 8 a.m.
oh yeah, there was nobody there. It was nice, and the guy told me the guy at the ramp was like, "You're late." And I was like, "Nah." See all these other assholes over here in the parking lot? And it's like, yeah, I wasn't gonna be here waiting behind them. Same for me. Worry back in parallel parking. Articulated bus. Ooh, that's interesting. I ran over a car front fender in Destin. What was it? Street parking lot. Car front fender. Was it just like in the ground, or was it attached to a car? Pissed off a lot of those will back down inches from the. Yeah, I don't. The boat ramp, the boat launch people are too much for my patience. I have to, and I've got a lot of patience, but I have very little for idiotic behavior. Um, Especially when you're wasting other people's time. I think that's my biggest irk with boat ramp shenanigans is that you're not only wasting my time, you're wasting everybody else's here, and you seemingly don't care. Uh, so yeah, that's I mean that's typical holiday excursions on the water. So why won't my phone charge, dude? I noticed my phone was not charged last night. It was dead this morning. Pontoons and wind. Oh, that was the other thing that happened when I was after I dropped the guy off at the boat ramp. I was gonna go pass the ramp down this little canal and go fish on the other side of the canal. Well, there was this dude in a center console with his wife and his some other guy and somebody. It was like a couples retreat, and he was putting his center console on his trailer, and I was just going to go behind him. Well, he pulls his boat up to go in the trailers, starts going up, and I'm like, all right, this guy's going to put his boat on the trailer, so I start going behind him. Well, like right when I start going behind him, he like throws it in reverse. I'm like, dude, come on. So I have to back up. I'm like, just put it on the trailer, dude. There's literally no current. There's no wind blowing. All you have to do is line the bow of your boat up with the center of your trailer. It's not hard. So I could.
How to do it?
I wanted to. So I sat there and like backed up and I waited. And it took like 4 tries to like square his boat up enough. And I was like, dude, you are an idiot. But I guess I was getting impatient. Yeah, Civic probably didn't do good. I don't know who these people are, but I'll have to find them. If you sent me a Hinkle and a Psycho Gill, let me know. Because the address is kind of weird. But it's better when they got 4 to 5 people in the water trying to hold the boat straight on the trailer while they pull it out. Yeah, when they back it down to like the winch. I'm trying to think any other good boat ramp stories that I've seen lately. I don't go to the ramp as much, so I don't get to see it, but I've seen some doozies. 90% of the time I'm on the trailer before my buddy is stopped while packing in. Yeah, I'm pretty I don't know. I'm the type though that if I suck at like trailering a boat, I like go practice it when nobody's there. You know what I mean? So I'm not the asshole when everybody's
on a busy weekend.
On a busy weekend, I'm not the asshole that like doesn't know what they're doing.
That holds everybody up.
Yeah.
Did everybody have a good Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah. Did anybody else have boat ramp stories from this weekend?
Anybody go fishing? Anybody catch some good stuff? Anything? What'd you eat?
I didn't eat good.
You had crawfish and burgers.
That was yesterday. I ate good yesterday.
What'd you eat all weekend? All the junk you could possibly encounter while Mama was gone?
Pretty much.
TK indulges heavily when I am gone.
Well, I wanted to cook, but I didn't feel motivated to.
So what'd you get? Taco Bell?
No, I couldn't go anywhere because my boat was hooked up to my truck and I didn't want to unhook it.
Not a fan of the black. Oh, what I'm wearing?
Who's that, Burns?
I have a Zoom meeting today. Trying to be all professional. From waist. Got my leggings on into the shoes. Brighter colors. So funny. You know, my mom's husband hates that she always wears black.
I used to give my mom shit about wearing black all the time because all she wears is black, and now I love black.
But it's easy. It's timeless, and when you got something professional to do, it's like a really fast go-to. And I had no motivation this morning to get dressed. That's why I was putting on makeup behind TK here.
Brian, where did you get Japanese newspaper?
Let me see.
You read it? Read it to us. Just kidding.
One of my friends went to Japan this past week. Or somebody I know, I shouldn't say one of my friends. Acquaintance of mine. Love how TK knows. He knows. Anybody's complimenting my or commenting on my looks. All that stuff out front, you go to the post office.
Yeah, I think some of it.
Yeah, see if they paid.
Yeah, Eric hasn't paid.
From Japan. Did you go to Japan, Brian? Or did someone send that to you? It's pretty sweet. Did you buy something from Japan?
Pretty sure Amy goes for comfort, not a high maintenance but practical dresser.
I would say so.
Probably, yeah.
I've been wearing the same makeup for, like, I don't know, since our wedding day. That's how often I buy.
She's been wearing her makeup since I last put gas in my boat.
Yeah, I may have got like new mascara, but other than that, I rarely put on makeup unless I have to.
Barbecue yesterday. Sunday went fishing. Saturday went to the rifle range.
But I used to be the opposite until I moved to Texas, and I got comfortable in my own skin.
20 guys go up there. AJ, do you cook or do you eat?
But David, you're pretty much on point. Would I go to the range?
Kyle did. Dude, I hate going to the range. Ugh.
I've only been a couple of times.
I don't like it. I'd much rather go fishing. And my shit tear up and get fishing without a license tickets. You didn't hear that story, did you?
When did you get a ticket?
Saturday.
You got a ticket Saturday? You don't have a fish license?
No, I signed up on the state of Alabama's website when I bought my fishing license to auto renew my fishing license. And I have a confirmation email that says you have selected to auto renew your fishing license. Make sure everything on your account is accurate, and it is. And it did not renew.
So he didn't approve that email?
He's like, sorry.
How much was the ticket?
$100.
Damn, it's more than a damn license.
Yeah, license is 15. But I can't.
Can you appeal that?
Yeah, but it'll cost more to go to court and pay court costs.
You can't just call the number? I always call and just talk to somebody.
No. Both take turns for dinner. Brought a pulled pork for dinner one night. Pastrami for lunch and pre-smoked chicken wings for a late night snack. That sounds good. And a new 7mm PRC a couple months ago, and I've been needing to sight it in. Well, is it sighted in? $20. Oh, Japanese newspaper. Let's see what's in this box.
Unboxing.
I know it's
Video. So if you had to pick one thing out of the whole weekend, what was the coolest part of your weekend?
Mine?
Sure, you can start.
I don't remember there was one. It was kind of.
The coolest part of your weekend is when the bean showed back up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that little girl stayed in the pool all day yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Since the time we got to the pool, the time we left, she was in it.
You know that red marker, that red Sharpie in that black cup?
Built poppers.
Oh, yeah, Burns built poppers. I did test the knocking popper.
One of my friend's little girls goes to Camp Ozark, Burns, up in your neck of the woods. Which was last weekend. She was up there. Did nothing this weekend. Jeremy, those were good weekends, actually.
AJ, what was your technique to outfish everyone? Why were you so superior? I haven't showed it off yet, Barnes. Do you want me to? Now that we have 22 people here.
Going through different reloads.
My buddy is a lawyer. He says you always go to court and have a conversation with the prosecutor. I don't want to go to court, though.
I just also try to call the number before you pay any money.
Well, I already bought a fishing.
Poor child. It looks like fun with all the stuff they did. I think she placed in one of like the Camp Ozark Olympic. I think she was like 3rd place or something.
Ripping a fluke on a jig head. They didn't rip a fluke on a jig head after you? Or did they not have flukes? Were you stingy with your baits?
Way to go, AJ.
Way to go.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Have to permanently because it's not on a split ring.
Somebody lifted your wallet out of your lake. Oh, I guess yeah, that sucks.
Some jicky jack lifted my wallet from my truck while on the lake. Hell, lock your truck, bro. I know you live in middle America where you can trust everybody, but creeps are everywhere.
Yeah, these days you can't trust anyone. They tired. Oh, they tried.
Camp Ozark. They tried. They could not match your technique. They could not match your jigging prowess.
Man, hell, that sucks. It's
It
not a
does
good
suck.
weekend.
Well, at least I wasn't the only one that had a shitty weekend.
I thought you had a nice weekend. You were able to go fishing.
I was able to go fishing at 2,000 RPMs because my motor wouldn't run, and then I got a stupid ticket that I was so pissed off about I couldn't enjoy myself the rest of the day.
Well, let's call and try to get
That
it
was
taken care of.
that was no fault of mine.
I feel like that happens a lot at the ramp, though. Marty had it happen. I feel like a lot of people get robbed at the ramp. Because they know you're going to be gone for hours.
Yeah, nobody's going to be there.
Uh-uh.
Caught a 4-pounder on a frog. That helps.
That'll make it better.
Green Jeans left me with a $100 ticket, and then all I got was a 6-pound grinnell. What size jig head, AJ? The estimated release date for the Burns popper. I don't know. He says he's got 15 cut. I don't know at what point. I'm sure a couple weeks.
I challenged
2
TK
weeks.
to make him more swim baits by the middle of June.
I'm almost there.
Oh. He has like 2.5 weeks. Y'all think he can do it? I think he could if he wanted to. I have a big surprise if he does it.
A big surprise.
I do.
Bills. That's my big surprise.
No. Something for the backyard. Out there. girl strikes Slayer strikes again. You had a couple of them. Didn't you catch a couple of girls?
Yeah. They were chomping.
They're hungry.
Yeah, they were breaking my baits.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Hello?
Hello, when we going to Pigstone, bro?
That's right.
You're avoiding this.
$15 are built and sealed. Nice.
Alright. Now I gotta figure out how to get these eyeballs out. They're very specific to this bait eyes. And I can't lose them.
Knocking them off in the. These things are ugly.
Yeah, and Brian's.
Little froggies. You gonna make them pretty?
I'm gonna try. If that's possible. I don't
How do
know.
those things swim?
I don't know. That's Brian.
Brian, how do these little acrylic frogs swim? Have you ever used them?
Hella said the best for him is July 4th.
July 4th?
Yeah.
It's actually a good time to go up there. Beautiful weather. We will be doing swim lessons. Ben will be swimming.
She swam really good yesterday.
She's got really good.
She just, we figured it out, or I figured it out talking to my buddy's sister yesterday.
What's up, Darius?
I said she didn't, I don't think she was feeling swim lessons because she was in a pool, but she had to like do stuff. She couldn't, yeah, she had to mind. She couldn't just go like swim. And all she wanted to really do
was play.
And that's why swim lessons didn't really work for her. Oh no.
But she's about to go back to swim lessons.
Oh no.
I think it went over there.
Where?
Down here.
Aha.
She is actually taking swim lessons. She has an 8-day course.
Later, Jeremy. The knocker popper. Burns, I don't know about the knocker popper. You might not have to do the knocker popper. I mean, unless you really feel like it. I don't know. What does the people say? I'll tell you, the regular popper without the knocker is better. The knocker popper is still awesome, but I don't feel like it has the same, and it's not much. It's not much of a difference, but there's something about the non-knocker one that is magical. I was thinking about it when I was throwing it Saturday. I didn't want to tell Burns, but I was looking at watching the bait, and I was like, this could be the best bait Burns ever built.
Your phone is probably lagging, Burns. Usually the phones lag sometimes.
Hell, that's until you see this. That's until you see this bait move, and you'll say, "Not any plastic baits that do that."
And I think another thing about the bait is that she likes to do things on her without people telling her what to do.
Yeah.
Like she wants to do it. Like she was blowing bubbles yesterday at swim lesson. She would blow bubbles. She wouldn't put her face in the water, but yesterday she's putting her face in the water.
Where'd that go?
It's more right there.
You want the trash can?
It's not like it.
Brian, you might get some weird eyes in this thing, dude.
What does it look like?
It's like an oval. It looks like a little frog eye. I might have something that'll fit. I think I've got little micro megabass eyes.
Are you missing that one?
No. That's just shit. I got a million of those. Oh well. Oh well. Damn megabass.
I may have found it.
You better make that decision now. I say just do them all regular. I say do them all regular, no knocker. Just yet. Maybe we'll do a second run with a knocker if it's necessary. But I like the regular one so much. I would rather just have the regular one out there. These are the hardest glued in megabass eyes I've ever seen in my life. You know something interesting about the 6 cent splash shit? That was some dude's design that had been sitting on it. I think he was from the Northeast somewhere. I think he's getting a royalty for that, Dave. Okay, JP likes the idea. You're selling me, JP, on what I already wanted to do. So no rattler in this popper. The one thing that it does that I think throws it off a little bit is the rattle's got to go to one side or the other. So when it hits the water, it leans to one side. And it still works fine, but I think that little bit of like when it's a little bit, it just it's a weird, it's like a micron less responsive. The 3-hook walker, I think, does need the line tied down a little bit. I bent it and kind of broke some stuff. I don't know that I broke anything, but it was not the best thing I've ever seen. But I did get it down a little bit, and it helped the action. And there was a wee bit of, it wasn't like glass leak. There was a wee bit of chop, so it worked really good. So I was happy with it.
Everybody have a great day. See y'all later. Peace.
Amy out.
Amy's out. Yeah, do work.
Brian, what in the hell do you want me to do with these frogs, bro? Y'all seen this thing? Do I still have it? No, they're in my boat. I took them off. I got the Dreamwalker on. This is a funny bait. So this was a prototype from Burns. It's getting good and it's getting good and gnarly. But this was a prototype from Burns. And I took the line ton and I had to bend it like a little farther back to get it to run to my liking. And it still doesn't thump as hard as like the one we eventually did. But this thing catches them for whatever reason. Like when I reel it in and I look at it and I feel it, it's not exactly what I want because it doesn't you can't feel it that good. It doesn't kick that hard. But I keep catching fish on it. I keep throwing it, and it's like the misfit of the bunch that like doesn't do what it's supposed to do, but it still catches them. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, it's got some good bass under its belt. It's got some good grinnell under its belt, and it's still holding strong. They have not. That's for balsa and the fish that this thing has caught. That's some pretty good wear and durability. Nice red hook. Thing's a piece of junk. That's why it's flexed out. Stupid ass red hook. That was purely for aesthetics. They barely have points on them. They're just getting worn in right. The giant killer B1, is that what it is? I don't even remember. But I've got other ones from you that are far superior in action and feel than this little misfit, but it gets bit. That's why I initially threw it so much was because like I knew it wasn't like my favorite running bait, and if like a grinnell took it or if for some reason I lost it, I wouldn't like cry. But now it's like growing on me. Um, it is hard to argue with fish catches. So for whatever reason, this thing this thing does it. It's got a really soft action, like it's really tight. It's weird. It's weird. Like looking at the like everything about the bait and like how the bill angle and the shape and the line tie and all that, like it shouldn't do what it does, but it does. Um, Mikey of Mars sauce. Cue up the Tenacious D. I love you, baby, but all I can think about is 10 for me, 10 for Bob, 10 for Darius. There you go. The red hook. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the red hook is convincing the fish to look past action, thump, color, everything, and they say, just give me that damn red hook. But I don't know. It works. It works. But that was the same for Jimmy Etter's bait. What was it? Which one was it? Found one. What was his bait called? The grind. I think Jimmy's round bait was called the Grind. First time I ever threw one of those things, I was like, dude, this thing sucks. Like when you look at the lip angle and the bill shape and the line tie and everything, I was like, dude, this thing's gonna thump. And it was like reeling in a leaf. Like it didn't. It was a very soft action. And the Gooch. No, it wasn't the Gooch. I've got the Gooch. The Gooch is the little Killer B1. I think it was the Grind. Um, I've got them in there. Uh, but I told Jimmy, I was like, dude, I thought this thing was like the most bitch ass bait when I first got it. I said, but I was kind of shocked because when I was testing it, thinking about what a bitch bait this was, I caught one, and I caught another one. I caught like a 3 pounder. I caught like another 3 pounder. I caught a 2 pounder. This bitch ass bait is catching the shit out of them. I said, so I'm not in love with the action, but it'll catch them. It'll catch them. But spray paint it blood red. Oh, no thanks. Actually, I probably should. I should go check out their hook selection. The Gooch is pretty decent. I've caught some fish on the Gooch. Not that it matters anymore. Rest in peace, Edder's Custom Balsa. Maybe it'll come back one day. I can't either. Burns. I don't remember what we changed on that bait. Probably the line tie. The Grind. Hold on, Kyle. I'll go get my box and we can put it to rest. So this is the Gooch. Where's one? That one. This is the Gooch. This is the one I put in my hand when I was trying to get this fingerprint off the bill. There's a fingerprint on the bill. This is the one that I put in my hand with the buffer. This is, I don't know what this one's called, but this one's also has a shitty flexed out red hook. Is in the lip. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Now, I got a bunch of little creek smallmouth this weekend. Nothing big, but caught a billion of those things. That's fun. Beetle spin. The Grind. Yes. The Grind. What did I call it? Did I say Grind? I can't remember even. I can't even remember what I called it earlier. But yeah, that was a that one kind of shocked me on how it felt, but it got bit. Um, cool bait. You called it grin. The grin, grind. Who knows? But yeah, that was a good bait. You keep seeing all. Uh, I keep seeing his Jimmy stuff pop up in Woodbait Nation. I don't. I still can't understand the buying and selling. Actually, I caught them on that little brim-colored balsa bait I sent you a picture of. How about that? Going back to St. Clair in 3 weeks, hopefully, if my brother's wife is all right. Darius, that'll be a fun trip. Hopefully, the brother-in-laws or your brother. So that would be your sister-in-law. Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple of guys on Woodbait Nation that have that unload like large amounts of stuff, and I don't understand why. Because I don't. Who knows? You'll be headed there to St. Clair probably when I'm coming back from Mille Lacs. Damn. It does sound like fun, dudes. All right, well, I'm gonna go get these baits prepped, ready to throw some paint in. Ready to throw some paint in, so I can get some work accomplished. Good chance you get to see some on bed, really? Well, Darius, we will put your sister-in-law in our prayers, and everybody think about her, and hopefully she gets back to her normal self, uh, and everybody can go fishing and live happy, normal lives. I got one color I got to get you to paint before I go through them all. It's this lavender shad and solar palm splatter. I don't remember that one. Fish getting on beds at Mille Lacs right now. Morgan, you're gonna be late, bro. You need snow. You need a cold front, or you're gonna be catching fry garters. Uh, I guess. Lavender shad. I have to look that one up. Let me look that one up. I really wish my phone would charge. It says it's charging, and then it doesn't. Oh, I know something I wanted to talk about. Oh, the rat. There's two things, Burns. So I was on YouTube, um, and I found this, or I didn't find it. It was recommended to me. Um, let's see if I can find the video. So it was this guy and his buddy, and the title of the video was like KBD fishing with us or something. And it was just him fishing in this lake, and KBD was like fishing in the same pocket as him. But I don't know where they were, but it is probably the most scenic place I've ever seen in my life, dude. I'm trying to think of the name of the lake. I'm trying to find a video, but the guy who posted the video has just like a small channel. Let's go. Where's this guy? I don't know how I'm going to be able to find him. Here he is. Break of Dawn Fishing. It's called Break of Dawn Fishing Buddies. Is his channel. And the video I saw is on the lake with Kevin Van Dam. Um, and they were fishing Duck River Reservoir. But it's probably like the most scenic place I think I've ever seen in my life. If anybody knows where Duck River Reservoir is, beautiful. They're back in this pocket, and it looks like they're in the friggin' like most remote rainforest you've ever seen in your life. It's really pretty. I don't know. It's not in Alabama. I think it's somewhere in like, I don't know. Where's the Duck River? Let's look it up. Duck River Reservoir. I think it's somewhere in like Missouri, maybe. Duck River Dam? Maybe it's in Alabama. I never heard of it. Yeah, it is. Huh. Wonder what Van Dam was doing there, because they were like MLF was there like sinking piles of shit in there. That would make sense then. Fishing Duck River. Wow, maybe it is in Coleman. Right under my nose. My buddy Chad lives in Coleman. The guy did have an Alabama hat on, and I thought that was weird. But looking at the lake, I was like, "There's no way this is like in Alabama." I thought he was just like a roll tide transplant in some other area. Duck River Reservoir, Coleman, Alabama. How have I never heard of this? How big is this place? But they caught some pretty good fish. Looks like it's a little boat. No, Kevin had his big boat in there. Um, one of the later additions of the numerous and varied fishing opportunities available. Duck River is still in its infancy. The fishing there reflects a typical new lake phenomenon, meaning the fish are eager to bite, although many are small. It's a 650-acre lake, so it's not big. What was Van Dam doing there? He was trying to film a show. He was fishing a buzzbait though, and I can tell you one thing: Van Dam was not really his buzzbait the slow as it would go. Uh, Maybe I need to go to this place, Duck River Reservoir. Okay, maybe I'll put that on the places to go. Oh yeah, so you want to see the burns? Are they in here? No. Maybe they're over here. Maybe they're over here. I got burns boxes everywhere. I won't show it. I'm keeping them hidden all for myself. This took me off guard. I wasn't expecting this. Oh, damn it. I have to hold it up weird because it's got a rattle in it. I don't have any tape in here. So here's a blank. I won't show that. That's blasphemy to Burns. What is this? Is this a SB1? No, it's not an SB1. I don't know what this is. What's something I can show that's similar in size? I mean, this thing's teeny. But it's got nice little, let me change positions here. It's got a nice little head shape to it. Got some nice little ears. But it's a tiny little package. Pretty cool little bait. I wasn't expecting it because he kept talking about a rat. He's like, I'm gonna build you a rat. And I was expecting like a rat, like a real rat. And then I opened the box and I was like, that's the teeniest rat I've ever seen in my life. Pretty awesome. Here's another one. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That'll be I think that'll be a good bait down here actually. For throwing around cypress trees and such. We'll see. Let's see what kind of paint job I can think of for that thing. I guess it needs hair. Maybe I'll probably do iridescent hair. Do a white base with nothing but iridescent hair. That'll be fun. Tree rat. Is that a squirrel? Is that squirrel colored? All right. Mickey Mouse, that would be cute. What's Mickey Mouse look like? Black face, white body. Need to do the possum again. Probably should do the possum like I did on Eric's. I don't know if I ever posted a picture of the possum. I should probably post that picture. 3 inches long. There you go. The campers were testing the Burns, the builder dude. No, you're right. If I bring that thing home, the beam will say, that's mine. Tree rat. Yeah, I'll set this aside to paint this week. This one's already sanded. I can go ahead and paint this one. I'll paint this one like a solid color. I guess. I don't know. Paint the ones with ears. I don't know. I just need to stare at these. One has a Lexan lip and one has a circuit board lip. Ain't it like a chipmunk? But I don't think I would be as willing to throw it if it was a chipmunk. Like if it's some sexy white with like a bunch of iridescent colors in it and like some pearls and looks like sexy. Chipmunk, I wouldn't be enthused to throw a chipmunk. And I've, in my 40 years of living, or my 30 years on Earth, living in the South, I've never seen a squirrel swim until I went to Maine, and there were squirrels swimming everywhere up there. Couldn't believe it. As soon as I got out of the truck, walked down to the water, it's a squirrel, big bushy tail going across the water. I said, I've never seen a squirrel once in my life swim in water. And then I get to Maine, first day. And I'd heard people talk about it, but I never happened to me. I don't know, Burns. Depends on how much you hate building it. Depends on how much you enjoyed it. Both are scuffed. There we go. So they're ready. All right. Never seen a squirrel fall out of a cypress tree. Yeah, me neither. Not that I can think of. Yeah, I don't know what it is with those squirrels up in the Northeast, but they don't mind taking a swim. Pretty odd. Pretty odd behavior. Must be something in the waters there. Uh-oh, Burns says I could give away one. Okay. I'll go throw them and see which one. But anywho, dudes, I'm gonna go try and get motivated to do something. Y'all be good. Hella, possibly. I think Burns says this one will be the giveaway. The one with the Lexan bill. Cow, they got Pike and Muskie though, who I would think would eat a squirrel pretty willingly. Oh, John's out. He's already won something. Hella's out. It's gonna have to be somebody else. But after you win, you can do with it what you want. So if you want to set up a trade day, it can certainly happen. Well, if it wasn't that bad for Burns to build, then maybe we'll look at that. I have to go slinging around. Maybe when I get my new filter for my boat and I have to go run my boat to see how it runs, I'll take a few polls and see what I can make happen. See if I can get any bites. But do a little wrap drop. Wrap drop would be fun. All right. Well, let me go see how they dance, and I'll let you dudes know. But yeah. All right. Y'all be good. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope everybody had a good weekend. See ya.